Welcome to the Lands of Ruin game overview series. In this series we will describe the basics of how a game of Lands of Ruin works, as well as detailed descriptions of the game rules and mechanics. Lands of Ruin is a fast-paced, skirmish game for 2 or more players. Our unique hybrid game system combines tabletop gaming with a tablet companion app. Each player joins a tribal alliance, taking command of a band of 5 to 10 characters. Each band consists of 1 or more hero characters and their followers. The Lands of Ruin Command Console app gives each player a battlefield overview, handling the more complex mechanics of the game and adding realism throughout the battle. In addition to the player-controlled tribes, NPC miniatures are commanded by the app itself during player turns. Lands of Ruin is first and foremost a tabletop game. However, we have merged a genuine tabletop experience with many familiar aspects of RPGs and MMO video games through a companion tablet app called the Command Console. The app can be thought of like a heads-up battlefield overview display for each player. The Command Console app takes over the roles of a rulebook, stat sheets, Gamemaster, and artificially intelligent environment. Basically, it handles all the complexity and calculations of tabletop gaming and allows the players to focus on strategy alone. This allows new players to learn the game quickly and provides much faster gameplay. However, the Command Console app does more than that. By using tablets to track all actions, effects, stats, experience, and other aspects of the game, Lands of Ruin can incorporate a level of complexity and realism that would be impossible for players to track on paper. The tablet app allows for many Gamemaster actions, such as selecting mission scenarios, maps, player objectives, danger level of NPC character populations, or turn limit for the game. It also tracks characters and their effects, experience, and equipment between games. It can also store an unfinished game indefinitely. In case there is no time to finish playing a battle in one night, the same battle can be picked up even weeks later with all the details stored in the app. The Command Console tracks highly detailed information, such as the amount of weight each character is carrying, down to each individual bullet or drop of fuel. It tracks and calculates all damage and wounds, as well as the effects of any damage over time. The app constantly calculates the toll taken on a character's suppression under fire, and the team's overall morale as combat ensues. Each player has information about various situations in the game that the other player might not have through the Command Console. This may be due to their character's unique skills or equipment. The app also allows for players to perform truly secret actions or deploy a hidden character, like a sniper, without placing anything on the tabletop. You may know where your sniper or minefield is, but your enemy does not. This is all kept balanced and fair by the app. Beyond all this, Lands of Ruin makes use of mobile technology to populate the tabletop with AI non-player characters like the infected dead, drones, bioweapons, and battle mechs. A simulation is run in the background calculating NPC populations, movements, and the effects they have on the battle. This is just one example of a type of complexity that can only be achieved by incorporating technology. The Command Console also calculates the noise of all battlefield activity. Each weapon and action has an associated noise level. Every time a weapon is fired, the app calculates the level of noise produced, compares it to the noise of other simultaneous actions, and uses this information to direct the activities and movement of any NPCs in the area the noise is carried to. Try figuring that out with pen and paper. We also wanted to make it easy for players to create battle reports from any game of Lands of Ruin they play. This is quite easy since the app tracks and logs every detail of the entire battle. From this log, a battle report can easily be exported in a format ready for posting online. Eventually, pictures or video taken during the battle will be able to be inserted into the logs at the appropriate intervals. Even though we say that all of this complexity is hidden from players, it might be more fitting to say that it is simply kept out of the way. A player can always view every stat, effect, or event that occurred during the game through the app. We simply keep it under the hood until that level of detail is requested. This allows the all-important ability of players to analyze their actions and strategies and master their tactics over time. Finally, we found that one of the main barriers to more people getting into tabletop gaming is the enormous learning time and expense required before one can actually start playing most tabletop games. With the use of a tablet app, even a person who has never played a tabletop game before can pick up a tablet and learn to play the game in a matter of hours rather than months. We have included a tutorial mode that walks a new player through the game's interface and rules as they play their first game. We wanted Lands of Ruin to be a tabletop game above all else. So what role does a tabletop serve in a game involving tablets? In Lands of Ruin, all action still takes place on the table. Players still roll dice, move characters strategically around the terrain, determine line of sight, and make use of cover. The last thing we wanted was to create a tablet game with a tabletop feature half-heartedly tacked on. Nor did we seek to create a tabletop game that just rebrands what so many other great games have done before, only with a simple, possibly unnecessary game tracker app. Instead, we wanted to create a truly unique tabletop game with so much complexity and realism there would be no way to play it without the aid of technology. This is why, ultimately, one cannot play Lands of Ruin without the tabletop or the tablet app. Both are integral parts of the game system. Most importantly, when you play Lands of Ruin, it truly feels like a familiar tabletop game, only with much more.